can't believe people play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living, but
Prince called 50 a complete hypocrite, saying that if Big Meech is a snitch, then 50 is basically a cop. Ouch!
You know what's a sucker to me? A sucker is who pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like you see and you go, oh, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him out.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight you think you can beat.
And I called Jay Prince and I'm saying,
yeah.
He didn't say nothing to whack. So when you come talking to me, I feel like you're very selective. This is exactly what I meant last week when I was talking about street is being selective.
Jay, Prince is allegedly threatening 50 Cent for calling him a rat and dissing Big Meech. But if there's one thing we know about 50, it's that he never backs down from a fight. Jay, Prince might have just poked the wrong bear. There are layers to this drama, and Jay, Prince's past doesn't help his case. His name has been tied to extortion rumors, shady dice games, and even speculation about his and his son's involvement in Takeoff's death. If 50 Cent decides to dig into Jay, Prince's history, there's plenty of dirt to expose. Now, 50 has seemingly responded to the alleged threats on Instagram, reminding everyone exactly how he handles anyone who tries to come for him. But the real question is, why is Jay, Prince, even defending Big Meech? What exactly did he say to threaten 50? And is he making a massive mistake by going after one of the pettiest and most relentless figures in the industry? This situation is heating up, and if history tells us anything, 50 Cent isn't about to let this slide. Let's break it all down.
I'm gonna answer a few of y'all questions, then I'm gonna have to go about my business. You see, I'm just relaxing, letting God's air blow on my face in a sucker-free environment.
50 Cent is still keeping the pressure on Big Meech over those snitching allegations, and he's showing no signs of letting up. But he's not the only one taking shots. Recently, Toronto rapper Top 5 jumped into the mix, calling out Big Meech on social media for sliding into his DMs. In a video, Top 5 put Meech on blast, calling him a rat and tagging 50, saying, 50 Cent, come get this fake 60-year-old kingpin out my DMs before I crash out. Hashtag Big Screech. It didn't take long for 50 to react, and of course, he used the opportunity to troll Big Meech even more. He reshared Top 5's video with a caption that read, "He probably wanted to borrow some money from you, gangsta. LOL." While most of the industry is staying out of the mess to avoid getting dragged into 50's beef with Big Meech, Jay, Prince decided to insert himself into the drama, completely unprovoked. Gossip blogs recently reported that Jay, Prince has been throwing shade at 50 on Instagram, accusing him of using Big Meech's name for clout. Apparently, Jay, Prince posted and quickly deleted a message that read, Big Meech was worth over $100 million before he went to prison. 50 used Meech's life to make money, gave him $5 million, and now thinks he created the BMF brand. But that's not all. According to some insiders, Jay, Prince is also making moves behind the scenes, allegedly threatening to send his people after 50 to try and silence him. Of course, 50 isn't backing down. He made it clear that no one can intimidate him, no matter what they try. He recently dropped a clip from Training Day with Denzel Washington's iconic King Kong Ain't Got Nothing on Me scene, sending a clear message that he's built for this and won't be fazed. His caption? Get the message. Fans are now clowning Jay, Prince, saying he needs to stay in his lane before he ends up on 50's radar and exposes his own shady business. And if there's one thing about 50, it's that he doesn't just beef, he destroys reputations. For those unfamiliar with Jay, Prince, he's the CEO and co-founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, one of Houston's most legendary hip-hop labels. He's known for calling himself the King of Houston and acting like he runs the entire city. There's even an unspoken rule in the industry that whenever big-name rappers come to Houston, Jay, Prince steps in like their unofficial security detail, ensuring they move safely. But with 50 now locked in, Jay, Prince might have just entered a war he wasn't ready for. If history has taught us anything, it's that 50 Cent never lets things slide. And if Jay, Prince keeps pushing, he could be in for a ruthless takedown.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected,
Yeah.
or whatnot.
Yeah, they get tripped up on the semantics.
Yeah, they get stuck. I mean, right there, you stuck. So then you stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid, and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. We all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, Rip.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? Who want to have access to power and not use it?
Some people aren't buying Jay, Prince's whole protection act. The streets are saying that he and his son, Jazz Prince, might actually be running a full-blown extortion operation. And if that wasn't shady enough, there have been long-standing rumors about the dice games they host in Houston, where artists allegedly get set up for an easy come-up. These whispers only got louder after Takeoff's tragic death. But Takeoff wasn't the first person to lose his life after attending one of Jazz Prince's infamous dice nights. Just a few months earlier, Chicago's Duke the Jeweler won big, walking away with $100,000, only for his victory to turn deadly. He was reportedly ambushed, robbed, and gunned down before he could even make it to his car. So, after Takeoff's passing, many fans put some of the blame on Quavo, saying he should have known better than to be around Jay, Prince, and his Mob Ties crew, especially after what happened to Duke the Jeweler just 2 months prior. With all the shady rumors surrounding the Prince family, people felt Quavo should have kept his distance. Now, as for the man accused of pulling the trigger, Patrick Xavier Clark, he was officially indicted by a grand jury for Takeoff's murder. However, the trial date has yet to be set, even though it's been almost 3 years since the crime happened. Just one day after Patrick Xavier Clark was arrested, he somehow managed to come up with a $1 million bond and was released on house arrest. Fast forward to November 2023, and out of nowhere, the rules changed. Clark was no longer required to be on house arrest. He didn't even have to wear an ankle monitor, and the only restriction he had was a 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew. And that's not even the wildest part. According to court documents, Clark is banned from contacting any witnesses, victims, or Takeoff's family, including Jay, Prince Jr. On top of that, the court also prohibited him from reaching out to Jay, Prince Sr. in any way. Naturally, fans are side-eyeing this entire situation. How does someone go from being on house arrest to basically moving freely with just a curfew? And why does this case keep taking so many unexpected turns? The fact that a trial date still hasn't been set has only fueled speculation that something deeper is going on behind the scenes. Now, here's the latest plot twist. Patrick Xavier Clark is standing 10 toes down on his innocence. His lawyer, Letitia Quinones-Hollins, recently spoke to Rolling Stone, making it clear that her client did not fire the shots that killed Takeoff. But she didn't stop there. She also called out the investigators for their so-called evidence against Clark. According to her, the video footage and ballistics don't add up, and when the trial finally begins, she's ready to tear the prosecution's case apart. There is someone else who started the shooting, Quinones-Hollins told Rolling Stone. It was not Patrick Clark. He was in the same position that Takeoff was in, just trying to get out of there alive. He had nothing to do with the argument that led to the shooting. He was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time when people started firing weapons. This revelation only adds more fuel to the rumors that Jay, Prince might be setting up rappers through these dice games. Several industry insiders have spoken on this before, including Whack 100, who has openly accused Jay, Prince's son, of running a loaded dice scam on rappers visiting Houston. With all these accusations, suspicious legal loopholes, and industry whispers, it's no surprise that fans are questioning what's really going on. If Patrick Xavier Clark isn't the shooter, then who is? And why does it seem like the Prince family keeps getting tied to these tragic incidents without facing any consequences?
Yo, so I had a dude call me, right? And that Junior been having some going on down there in Houston, bro. We got the media team in here. So it's an inside month. Now this month, he's the one that's tied to the dude that makes the loaded dice. Right? Check the play out. All entertainers, when you go to Houston, stay away from Jay Prince Jr. There's a whole play going on. Here go the play right here. The play is a loaded dice. Now I'm gonna talk about something. Let me see if y'all catch up with what I'm saying. The entertainer invites him in, act like he's covering for him, hanging out. Everything is cool. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's go here. Let's go there. He introduces the dice game. He got three right, who rotate the dice. Now these dice is loaded. Tell me it's a Wolf, Big Caprice, and watch this, and Little Cam are the loaded dice rotators, right? He said, what? There was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler around and got past the dice on accident and was hitting on them for a couple hundred. They got irritated about that. I ain't gonna go too far into that story because, right, boom. The only way they could get their money back was however their money back. He said, but Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice are the three designated to say I'm up, I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shooting against them up whoever's in town, the entertainer. Right? They say Jay Prince Jr., he get 30% of whatever the take is.
Whack 100 warned artists to steer clear of Jazz Prince's dice games, calling them a straight-up scam. He even suggested that Quavo and Takeoff might have gotten caught up in some shady dealings, which could have triggered the events that led to Takeoff's tragic death.
Beware of with Jay Prince Jr. when he talking about let's go shoot some dice. Because the loaded dice crew of three, Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice. We know Lil Cam in there because I believe somehow, some way, he was caught up in the dice situation. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know this, Jay Prince Jr. got a whole thing that when y'all come into town, hold on, bro. Didn't they say Fifth Ward earlier that day shooting dice?
Yep.
That's a fact. That word been out, Wack. That word been out. We been got that memo.
And then, so they've been getting hit all day, and it got to the point at the thing where Quavo like, that is the dice. If you're a artist, entertainer, and you been down there to Houston with the hosting of Jay Prince Jr., and that it led you to a dice game, and you was getting hit for all your and you remember three by the name of Big Caprice, Wolf, or Lil Cam, y'all need to get on Jay Prince Jr. bumper because it was a lineup. Y'all need to holler at that because his people done told me inside. He said, what? We didn't want to give him the loaded dice.
Who goddamn Quavo was arguing with before he walked out?
I think the argument was about the dice.
Whack 100 didn't stop at the Prince family. He also dragged Lil Boozy into the drama. accusing him of being involved in the dice game setup that led to Duke the Jeweler's tragic death.
Jeweler that got doing the Boosie dice game. Oh,
Yeah.
so he was against Boosie and he got past the loaded dice. So, his name was Duke the Jeweler. They said Boosie set him up. Now your story makes more sense. He died with all his jewelry on. Lil Cam was shooting that night when Takeoff died too. They are saying DJ Pat Bullet was a bullet that Takeoff. Also, Cam was the one shooting dice, so he had to load the dice. Now, for Boosie, they must have switched the dice up. Either they was gonna have no. Boosie was supposed to have the loaded dice, and they must have switched it, gave it to the wrong.
When Jazz Prince was questioned about these allegations, he quickly shut them down, denying any connection to Duke the Jeweler. He also insisted that his dice games had nothing to do with the deaths of Duke or Takeoff, dismissing all the speculation as mere rumors.
Can y'all elaborate on dice game when it's tied to y'all?
I know people were associating me with the situation because I went to LaBoosie pool party and he happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to me. Truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, the internet play internet games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a dice game.
The allegations surrounding Jay, Prince, and his shady dealings don't stop there. His name has been tied to extortion rumors for years, but only recently has he been making major headlines for it. One major incident took place in July 2020, when NBA YoungBoy was robbed in Houston. Allegedly, Jay, Prince's goons pulled up to YoungBoy's Airbnb, but they weren't just stealing random items. They specifically took his icy chains and even the keys to his $350,000 Bentley. Instead of keeping things low-key, these guys posted a video on social media, proudly showing themselves breaking in and posing with stolen goods, including a white Bentley, a white Rolls-Royce, and a white 2020 McLaren GT. But here's where things get even shadier. The goons didn't just take NBA YoungBoy's belongings for fun. They reportedly demanded a $30,000 ransom to return them. This led many to believe this was just another Jay, Prince extortion play. Adding to the suspicion, Prince himself jumped on Instagram to announce that he had YoungBoy's chains and keys, even inviting him to come pick them up.
Another little school while we was gone, I got a call, you know what I mean, because the little homie YoungBoy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, YoungBoy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, all that they took, and the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
You got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, you got your keys, you got a bunch of other shit, so get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, man.
All good, waiting on you.
But YoungBoy wasn't having it. He saw through the scheme and felt Jay. Prince was just trying to finesse him for more money. He clapped back, calling Jay, Prince a shady figure who uses the checking in routine as a cover to shake down rappers when they visit Houston.
Hey, I don't want no friends, I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy, hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty of niggas around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Man, you business, man.
But Young Boy isn't the only one fed up with Jay, Prince's antics. Cameron and Ma also recently threw shade at Prince, accusing him of setting up Young Boy and failing to protect his protege, Drake, from getting embarrassed by Kendrick Lamar.
They said it exactly. You 60. You 60. What are you talking about? What are you, bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you lined Young Boy NBA up, why the f you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got Young Boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young Boy NBA told y'all niggas. This is what he said. This is what Young Boy NBA said. Whack 100 was the most disrespectful. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat this shit 100 said. Mad disrespect. Drake is beefing with Kendrick Lamar as we speak. I have not heard this. The first time Drake got into some shit, and I ain't hear you say shit to Kendrick Lamar now. Why do you think that you can tell us what we can and cannot say, man? Control your...
Cameron and Ma's beef with Jay. Prince started when he tried to strong-arm them into backing off their criticism of New Jersey boxer Shakur Stevenson, who just so happens to be managed by Prince. Cam and Ma weren't impressed with Stevenson's recent world title defense and didn't hold back their thoughts on their platform. But Jay, Prince wasn't having it. He took to Instagram to issue a slick warning, making it clear that he was standing behind Stevenson. Prince wrote, "Numbers don't lie, haters do. Let the haters say that he's boring and nobody wants to watch him. Sorry to tell you, it's just a select few of you haters." As you can see, there's proof that he has the #1 ratings for any fight on ESPN this year, and the top 3 ratings since 2022. And to all you haters who want to escalate that hate outside of the ring, I'm Shocker's manager, and I handle all his business outside of the ring. In other words, Cam and Ma, I will fade all his shots and take all bets. Despite the not-so-subtle warning, Cam and Ma were unfazed. Instead of backing down, they doubled down on their criticism of Jay, Prince, clowning him for still acting like a street dude at his big age.
And I'm going to tell you another thing. When you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your lord. Like, the way you talk it, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real. All that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know it doesn't. And for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. You would tell me, Mace, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a lord, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They would say, yo, Mace, listen. Around here, we don't send us to do nothing for us. We don't pay to handle our problems. You gotta put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Nah, this is where the game got messed up, when young started sending old niggas out, and just cause this little ignorant got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. This is a problem, Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed.
Given Jay, Prince's sketchy reputation, fans are now clowning him for even thinking about stepping to 50 Cent and inserting himself into the Big Meech drama. Many believe Jay, Prince already has too much suspicious activity attached to his name to be out here starting a war with someone like 50, who has built his entire brand on exposing people. And if 50 decides to go after Jay's Prince, it's not going to be pretty. Let's just say he'll have plenty of material to work with, from the dice game rumors to the alleged extortion tactics, and everything in between. But knowing 50 Cent, he won't just expose Jay Prince, he'll probably turn it into a whole movie. So, how do you feel about Jay, Prince jumping into the Big Meech drama and allegedly threatening 50? Do you think he's making a huge mistake, Or does he actually have a valid point? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out the next video.